The party at Clive Davis' home, and that is where the story started. Clive Davis, place of Davis. Have they at any point had anything past business? He got a chief as well, and his manager name is Clive Davis. Clive, run him. Did he? Try not to run himself. Everybody that is guided under him have become scoundrels, liars, hoodlums, and likely more terrible things than that. The name Clive Davis has for some time been inseparable from melodic virtuoso and the Midas contact for transforming craftsmen into worldwide sensations. However, imagine a scenario where we let you know that in the background of distinction and achievement lies a story of interest, control, and a side of Davis that a large portion of us might have never at any point comprehended. For a really long time, Clive Davis has been hailed as an unbelievable maker, the one who's found and sustained probably the greatest names in the music business, from Whitney Houston's Taking Off vocals to Alicia Keys' soul-mixing tunes. Davis' name has been carved in the records of music history. Yet, stand by, there's more going on aside that a few insiders are really considering uncovering. While the majority of us have put stock in the fantasy of Clive Davis, the considerate music maestro, murmurs have been circling away from public scrutiny, recommending and other the truth that is difficult to process. Might it at some point be conceivable that the one who brought us notorious hits and graph-besting collections is likewise quite possibly the earliest gay guardian of the business? Believe it or not. As indicated by rapper Scene P. Diddy, Davis supposedly employed his impact and associations with both move specialists to fame and squash the individuals who really thought about crossing him. Yet, that is not all. The dim cases don't stop there. Diddy has supposedly portrayed Davis as a manipulative, wanton mannequin ace, calling the shots of craftsman professions to suit his own plan. The supposed accounts of private alcove bargains, heartless shows of dominance, and determined moves to keep up with his tight grip on the business are sufficient to blow anybody's mind. In 2013, Clive let out the unadulterated truth and proclaimed he was sexually unbiased. A subsequent marriage fizzled in light of the fact that I had been 100% hetero up until that point. In any case, in his book, The Soundtrack of My Life, Davis relates his long profession with specialists like Whitney Houston, DNA Warwick, and the appreciative dead. Davis likewise expounds on dealing with the intricacy of his own life, explicitly the way in which he started to carry on with a sexually open life during the 1980s, having personal connections with 2 ladies and a man. Davis composed, "I was not searching for a way of life change. I had no tendency at all for any club or bar life. I generally appreciated female organization, the appearance of an alluring lady, the female point of view on things. However, as a solitary male, my fellowships widened. There were hitched couples, gay couples, and single people, both straight and gay. A blended gathering in light of my experience and tendencies was more agreeable for me." In 1990, he began a monogamous relationship with a male specialist for quite a long time and lived in discreet condos in a similar structure. Davis said he would have rather not been pigeonholed, which he composes was the essential explanation he never opened up to the world about his sexuality. I could surely see the advantages to others from David Geffen and other unmistakable individuals uncovering their homosexuality. However, to me, conceding you're sexually open is to welcome mocking from all sides with nobody eventually benefiting, he said. Regardless, many fans commended Davis for at long last being consistent with himself. In any case, lately, certain disclosures have been made concerning Clive's relationship with male specialists under the care of him. That has made fans question every little thing about him. One such craftsman is Scene P. Diddy. Everybody that is tutored under him have become miscreants, liars, criminals, and presumably more awful things than that. Davis spent the initial 30 years of his profession at two organizations, Columbia Records, from 1960 through 1973, then his own Arista Records until 2000. He spent a large part of the fourth 10 years as a stone in a blustery ocean. While a corporate fight fell flat to best him with just his work titles and company names changing his business card, spread across what was previously the Sony BMG Music Bunch, containing those organizations as well as RC, A Records, and his own J Records, until he was named Boss Imaginative Official of Sony Music, Diversion in 2008 AJAB, he keeps on holding. It is because of this immaculate lifespan that Diddy ran into Davis, with the then youthful New Yorker getting a couple of examples from the incredible music chief. Anyway, while the two chiefs might have created the absolute best melodies to at any point raise a ruckus around town, their notorieties are not perfectly clear, particularly as to how they dealt with youthful specialists in their separate record organizations. For setting, in 1993, Diddy, in organization with Sony, would frame Awful Kid Records, which immediately became one of the greatest record names in the music business because of it. Extraordinary program thinking back to the 90s. Awful Kid Records overwhelmed the graphs with endless hits, which is only one of the manners in which Diddy has now become one of the most extravagant music tycoons in Hollywood. However, notwithstanding all the achievement he had with the name, by the mid-2000s, things had taken a shift with a large number of its specialists griping about neglecting to see any eminences from their music deals. That, alongside imaginative contrasts with Diddy, who is presently worth $900 million, would gradually see Terrible Kid Records experience an expedient destruction when 12 of its specialists were prepared to leave the organization, regardless of whether it implied they could never see similar sort of progress they had in their prime. Supposedly, Diddy gained from Clive Davis, perhaps the earliest Hollywood watchman how to baffle new craftsmen. The late Whitney Houston had one of the unequaled most noteworthy voices. Yet, regardless of selling in excess of 170 million collections overall and winning 6 Grammy grants, she was purportedly carrying on with a twofold life made to some extent by her supervisor. Nonetheless, it's an agreement we marked when we were youngsters, and legitimately he did nothing out of sorts, he said. In the meantime, fans have gotten down on Clive for his adverse impact in the music business. One specific fan remarked, "Clive is the principal one." Who do you suppose Diddy got it from? A subsequent fan. An additional Davis and Diddy should both be in jail. That is all there is to it for this video, people. Bye.